too. You can have it.
I don't want it.
All right. Close the door. Close the door. Close the door.
I need some socks.
All right, go. Close the door.
Where'd you get these socks? They're nice and comfortable.
Yeah, from Timo.
Of course you got them from Timo.
Yeah, Timo. All right, y'all. Good evening. Good evening. We're here, man. I just finished preparing the meals. About to get to the sauce experience. Shout out to everybody. That's good. Just close it. That's good enough right there. Thank you. Shout out to everybody that was just with me and Coach Reen on our Instacart episode, right? But it's time for the news by Shanewz. We at the desk now. Motion Chronicles. This evening I want to talk about TD Jakes. TD Jakes, man. The Reverend Pastor TD Jakes has made the news, right? USA Today, 67-year-old. Let's pull it up for hold on. Let's, we're getting better with the content. Shout out to CW First in the building. Appreciate you. Executive producer of the Source Experience. But as you can see, TD Jakes, 67-year-old pastor, right? Big, successful church. But he's been in the news, man. We're going to get to that. He's been in the news. He has been in the news, right? He hands over the leadership of Dallas Mega Church. He hands it over. But is he still going to be in charge? That's what we're going to just break down, right? Because the article I'm going to read at the USA Time, he gave it to his daughter, his son-in-law. So he kept it in the family. So will he still be, behind the scenes doing his thing, right? Right? Would he still be doing his thing? Now, he's down there in Dallas, Texas, getting all that good money, right? He has a big congregation, a church. We ain't pocket watching, but we all pocket watching, right? But we're going to go to this article right here. This is the article we're going to be reading from. And we're going to stop, read, and react, right? We're going to react. Now, remember, his name was tied up in some of the Diddy stuff. Remember that? Do y'all remember that? For those of y'all that's in here, the three that's in here, y'all remember that? His name was tied up with the Diddy. Diddy, take that. Yeah. Yes, his name was tied up with that. Do y'all remember that? How is the content looking now? But yes, his name was tied up with some of the Diddy stuff, right? But here is the article. If you want to reference the article, hold on. Let me get the article in the. Hold on. Where is it? Where? Is this it right here? Nah. Hold on. There we go. Well, I'm getting better. All right. This is the article for anybody that wants to know what we are referencing. What we are referencing. Hold on. Now. What we are referencing. Let me get the article up. Let me share my referral link first. Please, if you're thinking about being a podcaster, do here. Use my link, right? But this is the article. If y'all want to check out the article that I am going to be referencing, here it is right here. All right, so y'all can follow along. All right. So, wait, hold up. What happened? That ain't it. There it is right there. Okay, y'all see that? Bishop T.D. Jakes steps down from mega church. Hands leadership down. Hands the leadership down. This is the article to daughter and son-in-law. So they're keeping it in the family, right? Dallas mega church, right? I'm gonna play some other her audio, but first I'm gonna read, right? Because I like to read. Reading is fundamental. So Bishop T.D. Jakes in the heart attack last November in front of his congregation announced Sunday that he will be stepping down as the leader of the Dallas megachurch. Remember when he had that heart attack? Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that heart attack? He passed out amidst all of the stuff that has been going on, right? But Bishop T.D. Jakes announced he will be stepping down and handling leadership to the Potter House Church and Christian Church to his daughter and her husband. 67 announced that his daughter Sarah Jakes Roberts and son-in-law Torrey Roberts will take over the church, which he founded in 1996. He made the announcement during an emotional sermon where he asked the congregation to welcome the new pastors with open arms. This legacy, Jake said, not because they're kin, but because they're the kind that immersed themselves into the DNA of this church for years. But all of this is happening in the midst of allegations, right? Is that the correct word that I'm using? That he was touching girls and kids and stuff, right? At 67 years old, also allegations of the Diddy. But you see how the media talks about the heart attack when he fainted on the stage in the sermon. Remember that? They're talking about the heart attack. But we can't forget the fact that this guy's name was being brought up in some of the Diddy stuff, man. Y'all remember that? Or does anybody remember that or no? Or I'm just making shit up right here, but look. Does anybody remember that? Look, here it is right here. The bishop had made headlines after being a longtime spiritual mentor to Sean Diddy Combs, the record exec who indicated for sex trafficking and other federal charges. See? Do y'all remember that? Look, I'm just doing different content. But do y'all remember that? I think that's really the reason why he's stepping down. Me personally, that's my belief, right? Because now his name is tied in with other allegations, but he was Diddy's mentor. Take that. Right? Take that. He was Diddy's mentor, man. So Diddy was having these deep, dark secrets, right? Was he telling the pastor? And was the pastor covering it up? Because, they say money is the root of all evil. And pastor was getting them big checks, right? Don't you think Diddy was donating them checks? You're laughing at me, see, Don? I'm just trying to switch up the content a little bit, man. I just want these guys to have their way, man. Burger King, have your way, man. I don't need to do boxing, man. I'm good. I put out boxing content, man, for the real guys like yourself and others, man. But now I gotta grow as a content maker or a blogger. I'm gonna talk about stuff that's trending. I'm just not gonna come on here and continually to talk about boxing because it is what it is. Most of these guys are jealous fans of them. They are. They're content jealous fans, man. So it's like, why? And I, to be honest, I really feel like I have outgrown boxing content making, but I'm just gonna do it because that's what I came in the game as, a media marketing guy. But now I am also, like I said, I'm delegating other things. But do y'all remember that this guy was involved? He had to have some sort of involvement. We don't know, right? But he was Diddy's mentor, his spiritual mentor. So you don't think Diddy ever confessed any of these things to him, right? But he has his own dark secrets, right? Because they had him touching kids, they said. We don't know how true that is. This is all allegations. I want to see if the article touches on any of that. But see, the article tried to make it seem like it's because he's 67 and a heart attack. But if we go back over here, right? We go back over here when the whole Diddy thing broke, right? Watch, let's go back over here. Because you can always Google search these things yourself, right? To me, you know what this also reminds me of, right? Um, See right here. Remember, he had the death. Look, here it is, man. Court denies the motion. Shout out to the motion to dismiss TD Jakes' defamation lawsuit against man who accused him of sexual assault. See, let's just click on this. This is in the Christian Post, right? This is why I think he's stepping down, man. Not for nothing. I think he's stepping down because a lot of this stuff is going to resurface once again. A lot of this stuff is going to resurface. And I think that he, right here, knows this. And he's using, right? He's using the heart attack, 67 years old and all of that, as the reason. But do you remember, if you guys followed The Wire, right? Did any of y'all follow The Wire? Right? Remember when not Burrell, but what was my man's name that took over? Daniels. Remember when Daniels became like the commissioner, and then all that shit happened, and they tried to make it seem like he had health issues while he said, "This is what they do." So now TG Jakes, he's stepping down, right? And his daughter is taking over. But remember, he was involved with this. Look, a judge refusal to dismiss the defamation lawsuit. Let's close this, right? On April 28th, pay attention now. We're going to break down, right? On April 28th, 2025, a federal judge in Pennsylvania denied a motion to dismiss Bishop T.D. Jakes' defamation lawsuit against Dwayne Youngblood, a registered sex offender and former pastor who accused the Dallas-based faith leader of sexual misconduct more than 4 decades ago. Remember, this is what I was speaking on. So 4 decades ago, which is 4 decades ago, which is 40 years. So that puts TD Jakes, who is 67, at 27 years old. So when he was 27 years old, he was into take that. Yeah, alleged. This is what we're reading, right? You got to say alleged over here. But 4 decades is 40 years. He's 67. He was 27. Yeah. He was into some Diddy type of stuff, right? And this Pennsylvania judge, as we're reading, refused to dismiss the defamation lawsuit, ruling that the case can move forward, placing serious allegation. That's why I said alleged abuse under. He was abusing this guy. Now, this was on the 28th. The article we just read, the 29th, he stepped down. But they are saying because of the heart attack, which was in November of 2024. But I think it was because of this. Are you guys following that, man? And I'm cooking tonight, man. Different type of cook, but it's still a cook. I think this is why he stepped down, because some of his dark secrets are coming to the light now. Now, this is bad, right? Now, if it was somebody, a woman or something saying, yo, he beat the back up or something, they might give him a slap on the wrist as a man of the cloth, right? Because, that wasn't that Dr. King's MO. He was like a whore. He fucked a lot of bitches. But he was supposed to be like, it's life, man. A man is gonna be a man. A man is gonna be a man, right? But this guy alleged 40 years ago, 4 decades, right? At 27 years old, because he's 67, was touching kids. Alleged. It's all alleged. And you see the judge in Pennsylvania said that the defamation, right, lawsuit against him could go on. These are serious allegations. And he has stepped down as this Dallas megachurch pastor. And I just wanted to cover this tonight because I seen the article, and shout out to the other content creators that are doing this. And maybe they're some of his fellow worshipers at his church, because they was definitely highlighting the heart attack. But I wanted to highlight this as well, because it's funny how this came out the 28th, and the 29th he stepped down. And my whole thing is this: do you think that if this defamation lawsuit on the 28th would have been dismissed, do you think he would have stepped down? This is all I was getting to. Look, I'm cooking, man. 17 minutes. Do you think he would have stepped down had this been dismissed? I think not. I think he would have still been running the church, right? But I think he still is running the church. That's why he put his daughter and her son-in-law in place, because he could just be in the shadows, right? What do you think, man? Two of y'all in here. What do y'all think, man? I really hit my speaking points. I said I was going to do a half hour. Look, I'm at 18 minutes. I got it in good. I'm getting good with the sauce, man. I'm getting good with the sauce, man. This guy, CW, said honey sauce. Honey sauce is the deeply. Are you trying to say I'm like Sugar Bear? Sugar Shannon? Shay Shay? Did you see that? Did you see that video I did on Sugar Shannon, aka Shay Shay in Hollywood? What you gonna do with this Hollywood? See, these guys be in the other shit, man. These guys be in the other shit. They need to get into this type of shit, man. If you was into this type of shit, you wouldn't have them problems. They might just say that you stepped out on your marriage or shit like that. That happens, man. But when you out here messing with kids, right? That's never a good look, man. That is never a good look, man. You can't mess with the kids, man. You gotta leave the babies alone, man. You gotta get on the stallions, right? Megan Thee Stallion's from Houston. She's not from Dallas. What whores do they got in Dallas? There's a lot of whores in Dallas. Let's find you a little whore, man. Respectfully, get you a little whore. There's a lot of them down there. Dallas has a lot of whores, and Dallas also has a lot of homos. Respectfully. So maybe that's why you was down there fondling that guy. What was his name? Dwayne Youngblood. 40 years ago, man. They didn't say how old Dwayne was, man. But 40 years ago, TD Jakes was 27 years old, man. Honey wing sauce. Oh no. I made some pull apart meat tonight, man. Yeah, I had to cook it nice and slow. I did a couple of what's her names? Simple tonight, man. They had beans and rice, because my wife made beans and rice earlier. So all I did was just reheat that, but I made a nice tender meat. Pull apart. He said, Mr. Jake steps down. Do you think the people still will go there? Of course. Of course, they're brainwashed. Respectfully, I mean, he built his congregation up. Yeah, listen, I'm gonna put it like this, CW. Why won't they go to his church? It's just like YouTube boxing. The same way these guys, whether the Girl Scout guy or the other guy that lied about being a boxing exec, did his channel listeners be like, oh, he's a bullshitter? No, they still went. They still go over there. They listen to these guys with no merit, right? With no stats, right? Yeah, these guys talk boxing, can't show you a boxing move.
Yeah.
But did they lose their audience? No, they didn't lose their audience. These guys still fuck with them. So I don't think his congregation is gonna skip out on him. A lot of these pastors, that's what they do, man. They be into some other type of shit, man. They do, man. They're sinners too, man. But he was touching boys, apparently, alleged. Because this is still going forward. This is still going forward, man. This is still going forward, man. You know. He said because they go for the TD Jakes, they go for the preacher. Yes, but you know, CW, I'm gonna pull that article back up. His children, right? Let's pull it back up. They've been in charge too. They're pastors there too. So it's not like they don't, you know, when you know how churches are, they've been there. But this is the alarming thing, man. 30 years ago, after 30 years, right? That's why I said he's skipping out for a reason, man. 30 years is 3 decades, right? This guy's, I'm not gonna pull it back up, but I showed it. The guy, Dwayne Youngblood, 40 years ago, man. 40 years. So he did all this to Dwayne and then went on to build this church and build all of that. No one alleged, we're going to say alleged, that he was into some wicked shit, man. That he was into some wicked shit, man. You know? But it is what it is, man. I just want to, switch the content up a little. How is the content looking now? He said, don't let me fall asleep. Man, the content is pointing you to sleep, man. Well, don't fall asleep around TD Jakes, man. He might put something in your Kool-Aid. He might have the baby all back then. Do you think the baby all was, well, nah. Back then, what was they doing? They was doing the date rape shits. Remember, they was doing the date rape shits. What were they called back then, 40 years ago? I don't know. I'm 46, so I was like 6 years old. 4 decades ago. I'm 46. I just turned 46. I feel good though, man. 46 years young. So I was like 6 years old, but they was doing like wolfies or some shit, man. They was, they had their thing back then. Like it wasn't E or Molly. They used to do other shit, slipping in the girls' drinks and stuff, man. I never had to do shit like that, man. I don't want no drugged up pussy, right? If you gotta drug a bitch to get some pussy, it ain't worth it, man. A woman should want to lust and want you for what you got, man. And I mean what you got. Not money and all of that. I mean what you got, what you working with.
This is the news by Shanewz. But hey, what do I know?
Man, what do I know, right? Oh, okay. Appreciate that. See, I'm just messing with you, man. I'm just messing with you. I don't think they're gonna fall asleep, man. I remember people was always telling me I was gonna be a church guy in the past. This is my church right here. I don't want to be a pastor. This is my congregation right here. But they used to always tell me that they prophesy that over me. You're gonna be a pastor. I do preach. This is my stuff right here. I preach in boxing. You see what you told me earlier, CW. I educate people. That's what I do, and it's just my boxing character is too much because I'm like the internet boxing scene is just is felonious, man. Like on the media side of things, right? A lot of the media personalities in boxing, these people are failed actors, failed musicians. They're failed people from other genres that they push into boxing. They do, man. Do your research on some of these guys, man. That's why I always knew that was never going to be my end game. Trying to be one of the biggest boxing media guys. It was like I came through the ranks and I used to be like, yo, this shit is smoke and mirrors. It's rigged. A lot of these guys are unofficial. They're put in place. But I'm one of the hottest guys, man. I got the stats to prove it year after year, man. And I don't even go hard no more. Trying to go hard no more, man. I'm trying to do other content, man. Like if I wanted to, that's why I was calling these guys out. CW, look, I'm gonna show you something, right? I got my half hour in on this, right? I want to show you something. That's why I was calling these guys out, right? CW. And I need you to call them out too, CW. Gumbo, all my real listeners and supporters. We gotta call these guys out, right? And this is why we gotta call these guys out, CW. Especially these guys that are here in New York, right? And you know who I'm speaking on, CW, right? If you want to say their names in the chat, you can. These bum ass niggas, bums, jealous bums, right? Let me show you something. This right here was free. See all these guys working out right here? Look, free. See what this says right here, CW? Workout open to the public at the Manhattan Center. You know how easy it is to get to the Manhattan Center? My daughter wanted to go. Did you hear when we was riding around? And I was like, nah, Reem. And then Malik asked me, was I going? And I was like, nah, I'm not going. I'm not getting paid. But some of these guys should have been there. Look, some of these guys should have been there today, CW. The Manhattan Center is right downtown 42nd Street, man. You know how easy it is to get to the Manhattan Center? You could take the train. Hopefully some of these guys that sit around, these fucking bums, these jealous boxing bum fans, went out there. It was open to the public. Open to the public, right? You see this, CW? Fatal Fury in Times Square. Workout open to the public. Tuesday, April 29th, Manhattan Center at 6 p.m. Hopefully some of these bums that sit around went out here and got some content, right? But I don't think they did. I don't think they did. This is where the ring is, right here. We're going to mute that. This is Times Square. See, they're setting up already. They're shutting Times Square down. Now, the festivities that's going on right now are all free. Open to the public. Tomorrow is the press conference. I think it's at 6 p.m. Open to the public. Are these guys going to tap in, CW? Are these bums? Are these jealous fan zone bums? Fake ass fan content creators. Are they going to pop out? Are they going to pop out? This shit is open to the public. These same bums that sit around and do live streams for hours, are they going to pop out? Right here. Today they missed out. But this is, everything is open to the public. It's free. Do I need to Google search where the Manhattan Center is? But you know what, CW? These guys aren't going to pop out because they don't do shit. Jealous fan zone, right? But this is exposing, look, this is exposing these guys right here. You know why it's exposing these guys? Because I'm talking about the fighters. Because these guys, the Devin Haney era, Tiafimo, Ryan Garcia. These guys are supposed to be superstars. But yet, why did they have to fight at the Manhattan Center or SUNY Hall? Right? These guys are fighting in the middle of Times Square, no venue, no fans, but yet they're big draws and all these big commodities. They're not, man. Smoke and mirrors, man. Smoke and mirrors. Right? Smoke and mirrors. Facts. Facts. You know where they're at. They're sitting in their living rooms. They're in the dark, getting drunk, getting high, organizing hate gatherings, organizing jealous fan tour gatherings. Why don't you meet at the train station, right? Meet at the train station. Me and Joe Dini did it a couple times. Me and Coach Music did it a couple times and went to the events, right? The last event we went to, do I have it up here on my page? I think I do. I have the content. Matter of fact, I don't even need to show it. I can show it right here. This is Joe Dini right here at the train station, right? When we pulled up to the train.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up? Joe Harris Boxing with the Source. Source Experience. But what do I know?
Got it.
Why don't these guys organize that? Instead of calling up other bums and jealous fan zone ass niggas that sit online and talk about boxing, why don't you organize a meet and greet at the train station and go out there to Times Square, 42nd Street. Any train, Babylon line, the 2 train, the 1, the A, Port Jefferson, Ronkonkoma, they all take you to Penn Station. Penn Station is 34th Street. Walk up the stairs, walk down to 42nd Street, and go to an event, man. But these guys ain't going to do it. You know why? Because they don't support boxing. They are jealous, bum boxing fans. And their stars that they do countless debates about, that they do countless P-files about, are fighting in the middle of Times Square for free. But yet we are told that they make $15 million, $10 million, all this extra money, smoke and mirrors, because they don't even have fans that are popping out to pay for their fight. Hopefully you caught this sort. Now, I even mixed in a little bit of boxing. I did. But Coach Reed wanted to go out there. Normally, the old me, because Coach Reed knows how we used to give it up, I would have did it. But like I said, I'm not getting paid, man. I'll miss the 10%. I don't work boxing events for free no more. I'll talk about them for free on my platform. But I'm not working events for free, man. And blame my people. Blame my team. Blame guys like CW, who has been supporting what I do in boxing. I was breaking this down to Joe Dini today, right? I was like, yo, these guys support me. I was like, yo, they're paying me. I was like, I'm obligated to do these things for them. Why would I go to cover an event, right? I'm not going to cover the event. I'd rather set up a live stream and have these guys on my channel and talk with them, fellowship with them. They support me. These guys, if I go out there to get the content, I did this for years. My Jackal Fitness days, right? Running around helping Earl Spence to build his brand up. And that's another thing I want to touch on, right? You notice how they always want to talk about me riding a fighter's wave. Riding a fighter's wave. Why they don't never talk about my brand? Huh? Why? Look, you notice that? Why they don't never talk about my brand, right? I'm always riding somebody's wave, right? I'm always riding a wave, right? I hate that narrative. I hate that narrative, right? That's why I'm telling you, the internet is smoke and mirrors. They always talk about me riding a wave, but they don't never talk about my wave. Why they don't look? I ride everybody's wave, but I wear my wave everywhere I go. Talk about that, man. Make it make sense, man. Make it make sense, man. I am team, like shout out to Gumbo. Gumbo said he's team Shanewz, team Source. I am team Source, man. They always talk about me riding somebody's wave. Why you don't mention my wave? And my wave is everywhere. You know, you do have options, man. You know, you do have options, man. Mr. 10%, man. Mr. 10%. He said, I don't know everything about boxing. I like your wisdom source. No, you do. You know a lot, CW. Don't discredit yourself. Do not discredit yourself, brother. Do not discredit yourself. You know a lot, man. You know a lot. That looks good, right? Smells good too, man. They don't talk about my wave. Talk about my wave, man. Right? Talk about my wave. Oh man, talk about my wave, man. They always want to talk about, oh, you rode this fighter's wave, you rode that fighter's wave. Maybe I'll do a live on that, man. No, talk about my wave, man. Mention my wave, man. They don't never do that. You know why? And I know that's why a lot of people, especially in this industry, don't like me, because I have a brand. I have a brand, man. And I've been pushing my brand from Jackal Fitness days, built that up, walked away from it. Now I got my actual name. And that's why I ride on suckers. Jealous fan zone bums, man. You see the name on this right here? How my man Frank Lucas said, right? My nigga, right? See the name on this is my name. So I don't play about that. That's why I went at that guy when he jumped on my platform talking stupid. Like, nigga, you don't know me. You have no clue who I really am, man. You got me confused with the rest of these goofballs. You got me confused with these niggas. That's why I've been really showing out. Like, motherfucker, please, man. I will never be like none of these niggas, man. Never. I will never be like none of these niggas, man. Because I get up every day that I breathe life and I go get it. I'm not going to sit on no internet and ask for a super chat or hoping, praying. No, I make it happen. I make it happen. And these motherfucking jealous fan zone ass niggas know that shit. That's why they always want to attach me, but they never want to attach me. Right? They never want to attach me. How is the content looking now, though? How's it looking now, man? Right? How is my content looking now? Why is this not updated? How is the content looking now, man? Look, I came on and I gave y'all the fire live, man. No jealous fan zone, man. He said, nah, you the plug. No, you got to start it. Man, at least somebody knows, right? I'm connected. I'm not the plug. They don't want to make me no plug. I'm connected. I come from a royalty family. My cousin is a Hall of Famer. You know, my bloodline is legendary in boxing. Jones is legendary. Look it up, man. Poison, Roy. Look it up, man. Legendary. McGirt is a legendary Hall of Famer. Buddy McGirt. That is my cousin. The same way my daughter wants to go to events, you know, my cousin Buddy McGirt fought at Madison Square Garden probably the most. I've been to a lot of his fights as a kid, a young man growing up, and I used to go to school and whoop ass. Then I stopped going because I was whooping too much ass, right? I was putting, what they say now, CW, I was putting belt to ass, right? Because I wanted to be like my cousin. I would go to his fights and he would win, right? He would win. And I would go to school that following Monday and I would want to challenge somebody to win too, right? And I would win. But then my mom's put me in it. I won a lot of tournaments and stuff, right? But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. But they don't mention these things, man. They don't mention these things. How is the content looking now, man? I'm gonna wrap it up, man. I want to watch some movies tonight, man. I want to watch some movies. Man, I thank you, CW. I appreciate that, man. No, you are an influencer because you influenced me. And I want to give you your flowers before I wrap this up. You influenced me, man. I put out workout videos. You recommend those. You're an influencer, right? I put out product videos. You purchased my product in Vegas, Memphis, Canada, abroad, man. We're abroad, man. We are abroad because prior to you sparking me to do all these things, right? I was frustrated because, and I say this respectfully, that piece of shit, Earl Spence and Derrick James, they lied on me. But I'm over them now, man. But they lied on me. And you know me, man. You see how I carry it. I was ready to come see these niggas with a gun. Like, yo, what the fuck y'all niggas mean? What do you mean? The fuck do you mean? Like, come on, man. You know me better than that, man. You owe me more than that, man. You never did nothing for me. Never. But you sit online and you let these people try to defame who I am. Well, look what God did. This right here is bigger than Jackal Fitness ever was, man. Ever was. And God told me, let that go. Let it go, and I did. And here we are now. Like I said, Mr. 10%. Lock in with me now. I'm going to be Mr. 15%. Yeah, I'm looking to sign more fighters, man. My time is coming. It's here now, but it's going to be even bigger in a second, man. I'm going to be full-time. The same way you see me full-time operating heavy machinery that I be showing y'all, right? Coming up the ranks, working my way up the ranks. That's the same way I'm going to work my way up the ranks with this. And watch. I've been documenting it for all the bums, all the jealous suckers. And if you guys want to really do something, bust a move too, man. See, I think I scared y'all when I showed y'all how I'm really going to carry it with y'all. But bust a move, man. Bust a move, though, man. I still got my sneakers, too, out there. If you go to the Italian website. Remember, I had the sneakers. Matter of fact, let me show you the sneakers. I'm on the podcast. Don't come in here. Don't come in here. Yo, look. You see the sneakers? Boy, look. They don't talk about these either, huh? Look at that logo. Y'all see that logo? They don't talk about these, man. Fly joints right here. Customized Italian leather, man. Bring me that box, Narina. Narina, since you came in here, bring me that box right there.
Why did nobody buy the shoes?
They did. I sold like 6 pairs. That's why they still up on the website.
Can you make shoes that fit for kids that have my name on them?
Nah, we'll do it one day. One day. Not yet.
Can you make kid sizes up?
Yeah, they do. But yes, look. See the box? Sizzle. Yes. You know, you do have options, baby. You do have options. Limited edition. You could go to Alive Shoes, right? Look, I'm gonna pull it up and show y'all. These are still up there, man. I just don't be promoting them because I'm into other things now. But if you go to this website right here, right, I'm gonna show y'all something real quick, man. I stop promoting them because they'll always be up there. They will always be up there, right? Because I made my quota. I made my quota. Y'all. But if you go right here, excuse me. If you go right here, right? You go right here. You can always get these. I just, you know what it is. Like I said, if you go right here, right? If you go right here, y'all see, y'all following this, right? You can design your own shoes, right? You see the ones I designed. But if you want to order these, you can still order them. I'm on the podcast now, right?
I just need to tell you something. Can you give me a pair of those?
No, you don't need a pair. All right, I'm gonna pull it up. I forgot my password. Hold on. We're gonna reset it right now. We're gonna design a pair for you in a second.
Me?
Yeah.
Can I?
But I'll let you design them yourself. Not right. Back up.
I'm so excited.
No, we're not doing it now. Follow the link. I don't know what just happened. Yeah, hold on. Oh, look, man, I put the wrong password in. I put the wrong password in. This is the password right here. I know I never. Look, you see? Welcome, Shalom, right? Your dashboard. Look, I'm about to put my joints out here real quick for y'all, right? Here's my shoe right here. I should design another one. I'm not gonna do it yet. See, I sold 5. Look, I was trying to show y'all the shoe. Look, let me go back.
They're so stupid.
I'm gonna let Reem design a shoe, not now.
Look at it. There's 6 eggs, but I broke 2. They cooked 2, and they ate 2. How many are left?
I don't know. See, that's the shoe right here, the sizzle. Sizzle.
I don't know.
CW, you still here? You still following this? Look. Brand name, Showtime Shanewz. Look.
Oh, she looks like Ice Spice.
See, this is the shoe right here. I just showed y'all that. Y'all seen it live in the flesh. Here it is again. They go, look, man. This right here is the matriarch. Man, look, 4 years ago I did this, man. This is the matriarch right here. That's my mother. Basketball days right there. Here it is. Can I blow that up, man? Nah, look. That's the sizzle right there. Shout out to my man Malik. Malik bought like 3 pair, I think. 2 or 3 pair, man. Oh, he might have bought the 5. I know I sold 5. Malik purchased these. I just, you know what it was? I was getting a lot of, they're expensive. They're like 2 and some change. But they're customized Italian shoes. I just stopped selling them because I knew once you make your quota, you see how they're always up there? Like I could still be promoting these. People could still buy them. They will always be able to be made, manufactured. 4 years ago. Right? 4 years ago. Yeah, that's crazy. I only thought about that because Coach Green always wants to design a pair of shoes. And I think I might have Green doing that. He said, let me find the link, CW. I'll put the link up. Hold on. I'll put the link up where you can buy the joints at.
Buy my shoes, y'all. Buy my shoes.
I'm gonna let Reem design a pair in a second.
It's gonna have my initials.
Here it is, right here. Look.
I'm gonna put CW Gumbo, Reem, and Coach. Yeah, that's what's gonna have on it.
That's the link right there, man. To pull you up, you can place an order, man. If you want these customized Italian leathers. These are the butter soft leathers. I forgot what fight I wore these to, man. It might have been the fight where Reen was on TV. I wore a pair. I might have wore these, and I threw them right back in the what's the name. Because these shits is fire, man. Look at the quality on it. They're handcrafted, man. They're customized orders. So when you order them, they make them. These shits is like Pradas, man. The sizzles. I designed them. But how is the content looking now, y'all? How is the content looking now? See, y'all, CW and whoever else is going to come in. See, they don't talk about, well, look, they don't talk about that. Yeah, they don't, look, they don't talk about these. Look, you see, this same logo, look, they don't talk about this. But that punk said I was weird. The other coward said I was unsuccessful. They don't talk about that, man. Yeah, you know what? I always told my peoples in the projects, right? And look, I got the picture up there. That's why I pay homage to my moms, right? I pay homage to my moms because I said it, right? I was like, yo, I'm going to have my own sneaker. Yo, niggas used to laugh. Who's laughing now, right? Yo, because I used to be nice at ball. I never made it to the league, but I got my sneaker. I said, yo, I'm going to have my own sneaker. Never made it to the league, but I still got my own sneaker, man.
The people that bully me at school.
But we about to wrap it up. If y'all want to order the sneaker, if you're not jealous fans, though.
The people that bully me at school, when I shut down my school, they'll be like, "Who's the headed now? I got my own shoes. You can't even afford no shoes. Yeah. That's why your shoes are messed up."
That's a fact.
How about that?
That's a fact. But
put some respect on my name.
That's a fact. Put some respect on her name. See what she said, man. Put some
respect on my name. Put some respect on my name.
Yeah, please do us both a favor and don't compare us, man. No, look, no jealous fan zone. No jealous fan zone. Don't compare us, man. We are not the same, man. No bum boxing conversation. No bum boxing gatherings, man. This is the Sauce experience. How is the content looking now? And you get a fly box. This box is beat up, man. Like I said, these are 4 years old, but look at this fly customized box they come in, man. Like I said, the box is beat up because of Daffy and Brownie, but as you can see, the shoes ain't beat up though. But it comes in a fly box. Look. Oh, 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 oh. How is the content looking now? But CW, I appreciate you. Shout out to everybody that rocks with the channel. Shout out to everybody that don't, man. As you can see, we never stop nothing, man. Only thing you stop is your blessing. The only thing you fronting on is the fact that you always want to, you don't want to really give it up. But like my man CW sent me that it's okay, I get it. When you have a jealous spirit and you're a liar, you're a loser, you're LL, not Cool J, a liar and a loser, you can never celebrate a winner, somebody that is anointed, and somebody that is blessed. But hey, what do I know?
Shout out Showtime Shanewz, y'all. This is Carmel and holla at me.
Yes, this is the Sauce Talk with Keyshawn Davis.
The Sauce Talk, okay.
First off,